Hello?
Miss Lestico, guess what time it is?
What time?
It's time for math!
Yay!
Hey, first grade, welcome back to math.
That's right. I know that it has been a while that we've been practicing graphing, and we get to keep going.
I know, I'm so excited. Let's go ahead and take a look at our target. It says I can use data to create a graph and generate questions.
Oh, I'm noticing some of those tricky graphing words that we've been practicing. Data is what, Miss Lang?
Oh, that's information that I get normally from like a survey or something.
That's right. And generate, when we have to generate something, we
create it.
That's right. So we will be making our own questions about a graph that we're going to create.
Oh, and I bet we can use that data to help us answer those questions.
That's right. Well, we already have a graph I'm seeing on the board.
That's right. Last week we made a graph about our favorite lunch, and this was first grade favorite lunch. But today we have new data.
Wow.
We have new data, okay?
Okay.
We have new data, but we don't have it all the way. It says 3 more hot dog. So do I just need to put 3? But it says more.
That's right.
Oh, I wonder, Miss Lestico, if we can use this data that we already have, but add 3 more hot dogs to it.
Oh, that's right. So sometimes when we take surveys, we might have more people come, or we might have to take it a different week, and people have changed their minds, or the data that we collected changes. So today we're going to create a graph that shows a change in our data.
That's right. Well, first we should probably start by adding our labels and our title. That way the data that we're adding to this graph, we know where it goes and what it is.
Well, I know that when we took this survey, we asked the same question. We just got different data. So our title can be the same because it's the same information. So our title was favorite lunch food because the question, or the survey question we asked, is what is your favorite lunch food?
That way I know when I'm looking at my graph, oh, it doesn't just say hot dog, pizza, chicken nugget. What is that? It's their favorite lunch food.
That's right. Oh, and hot dog, pizza, and chicken nuggets were our labels. So that is the different types or the different ways that people could have answered that question to show what their favorite lunch food was. So it's really important to have those labels so you know where your data goes and you can organize it better.
That's right. Well, let's start filling in this graph. Let's see, Miss Lestico, can you fill in the hot dogs first?
All right. So
we started with 2, but now it says 3 more.
So it said, what is your favorite lunch food? 2 people voted for hot dog. But now, when we took our survey again, 3 more people voted for hot dog. So I know when we see more, that means our numbers have to get bigger or we have to add. And so I add 2 plus 3, and that means that 5 people would have voted for hot dog now. So I didn't get rid of the 2 people who voted for hot dog before. I added more. So I have my 2 original people.
And Miss Lestico is going to pick one color for the entire hot dog column. And she's coloring in the box all the way.
That's right. I'm not just making one tiny little scribble mark because we know that we want to see our data really clearly. And in order to do that, we have to color in the whole box. So I have my 2 original people who voted for hot dog. And now I have to color in 3 more. So I'm coloring in 1, 2, 3 more boxes to show that now 5 people said that hot dog was their favorite lunch food.
Okay, well, let's do our next column. It says pizza. Okay, let me go ahead and review. Before, we had 11 people vote for pizza. Oh, my goodness. Okay, let me see. Here, this one talks about pizza. It says for fewer pizza. Fewer is just another fancy way to say less than. So we had 11 people vote for pizza before, but now it's 4 less. So, I need to take 4 away. I'm going to go ahead and look and see how many that is because I don't want to color in 11 and then have to try and mark off 4. That might get confusing. So let's see, Miss Lesko. If I had 11, I'm going to take away 1, 2, 3, 4. And oh, Miss Lestigo, that leaves me with 7. So on my new graph, I need to fill in 7. And I'm going to start by coming up to 7 and marking this box off. That way I don't accidentally go over it. I'm not going to fill up here above it. I'm just going to know that that's where I need to stop.
That's right. We don't start with 7. You always have to start at the bottom because that's 0, and then count your way up from the bottom to wherever you are filling in your lunch chart.
And I'm going to make sure that I don't skip any boxes. They all need to be connected, just like that. So here are my new pizza votes.
Well, and the last type of food that people could have chosen was chicken nuggets. So let's see. It says 1 more chicken nugget. Oh, and I remember more is our adding word. So that means that our number has to get bigger. So originally, 8 people voted for chicken nuggets. And I'm going to add 1 more when I color in my chart. So I'm going to color in 8 for chicken nugget.
So she is going to color what we already started with, and then she can go back and add 1 more. When we're adding to our data, that is totally okay. When we're doing fewer or taking some away, it's better to go ahead and figure out what that number is because it's harder to take something off the graph.
That's right. If you were using pencil maybe where you could erase your boxes, that might work. But me and Ms. Lime are using pens, and we can't really erase that. We would have to make a giant X, and that gets really confusing.
And plus, when we're using these bar graphs, it's helpful to use different colors so you can see the different data. And just like before, each category has its own color, and it's staying that color the whole time.
So I filled all the way up to 8, and now I'm going to add 1 more. So I just have to color in 1 extra box, and that leaves us with 9 people voted for chicken nuggets this time.
Okay, now that we have our new graph and new data, I think it's time to analyze that data by answering and generating some questions.
Oh, sounds good. Okay, so looking at our first question, it says, which has the fewest votes? And I remember Miss Lime said earlier, fewest is just a different word for less than. So I'm going to look for who had the least amount of votes. And, well, it's really easy to see on a bar graph because it's all colored in, and you can see the different sizes of the bars. And this bar right here is the smallest or the least, and that's for hot dog. So hot dog would have our least or fewest votes.
And that is right. Miss Lestigo, it was super easy to see because it's the shortest one. Okay, well, our next question says, which has the most votes? And that's the opposite of fewest. The most is the greatest or the biggest amount of votes. So this time, I'm going to look at my graph and see, well, which column is the tallest? Because that would be the most votes. It would have the most filled in. And, oh, right away, I can see that this bar right here has the most. And I'm going to look down at my label and tell me, oh, that's the chicken nuggets. So chicken nuggets had the most votes.
Wow, good job, Miss Lime.
Thank you. These labels are super important because without the labels, I would have no idea what each bar stood for.
That's right. Remember, every time that you make a graph, the first thing that you need to do is decide what is your title going to be, and then fill in those labels. Always do that first so that you don't forget later or get confused when you're trying to fill in your bar graph. All right, our third question says, how many total votes are represented? So I know total, well, another word for that would be in all. And when we learned about in all in word problems, it meant everything added together. So I'm going to count up all of the votes in this entire bar graph and see how many people voted in all or in total. So I have 5 right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 votes total. And Miss Lime showed us what that would look like as an addition problem. So you added the amount of hot dog votes to the amount of pizza votes to the amount of chicken nugget votes, and that equaled 21.
And if you don't want to sit and count every single box, you can use an addition strategy that we practiced earlier this year. Okay, our last thing says generate and solve a new question. So I'm going to look at our data and see, what's a new question that I could ask about this data? Okay, Miss Lestico, I have a question. Ready? How many more people voted for chicken nuggets than pizza? So I want to know how many more voted for chicken nuggets than pizza. And I'm going to set that up. I know that my chicken nuggets have 9 votes and pizza had 7 votes. So I need to take away or subtract my pizza votes to figure out what is the difference. And I can do that a couple ways, Miss Lestico.
That's right.
I can see right here, they're the same. Oh, they're no longer the same. And how many more are there? There's 2 more. Or I can just know to subtract by taking it away like that. But for me, I like comparing it on the graph and seeing, oh, these are the same. They cancel each other out until right here. And how many votes are left, Miss Lestico?
Well, you have 2 votes that are more for chicken nuggets than pizza. So 9 minus 7 equals 2. Well, whose turn is it, Miss Lime?
It's your turn. On Seesaw, you have a 2-page assignment. Make sure you do both pages.
That's right.
On the first page, I gave you a graph and some questions. You just have to answer the questions about that graph. But on the second page, you're going to have to create a new graph, just like we did, looking at how many more votes or fewer votes. And then you're going to answer some questions. You also get to generate a question.
Oh, wow. I can't wait to hear the questions that you come up with about your graphs. And of course, when you're done, don't forget to hit that green check mark in the corner. Good luck.